Rome is widely known as the city of fountains due to its extraordinarily high number of public fountains, estimated to be over 2,000, which is more than any other city in Europe and possibly the world. The fountains vary in size and style, from monumental structures to smaller drinking fountains known locally as big noses. Fountains first appeared in ancient Rome with the construction of the Aqua Virga aqueduct in 19 BC that is still functioning after more than 2 millennia and provides water to several notable fountains, including the Trevi Fountain. No trip to Rome is complete without a visit to the Fontana de Trevi or Trevi Fountain. The fountain was built at the end point of the Aqua Virga aqueduct at the junction of 3 roads. These 3 streets, Trivia, give the Trevi Fountain its name, the 3 Streets Fountain. Construction of the Trevi Fountain began in 1732 and was completed 30 years later. But the oldest fountain in Rome, dating back to the 8th century, is located in front of the Basilica of Santa Maria in Trastevere. The fountain has been reconstructed and modified several times throughout history, but the shells and inscriptions added by Bernini in the 17th century are still present. Piazza Navona is one of the most beautiful squares in Rome and famous for its 3 magnificent fountains: the Fountain of the 4 Rivers, the Moor Fountain, and the Neptune Fountain. Fountain of the 4 Rivers was originally designed in 1651 by Bernini for Pope Innocent X. The Moor Fountain was originally designed by Giacomo della Porta in 1570s, but Bernini remodeled the central part of the fountain in 1653, adding the iconic Moor figure wrestling a dolphin. The Neptune Fountain features a 16th century basin with 19th century statues, creating a unique blend of architectural styles. The Fontana dell'Acqua Paola, also known as the Big Fountain, is another notable fountain in Rome. It was built in 1612 to mark the end of the aqueduct restored by Pope Paul V, from whom it gets its name. In the center of Piazza di Spagna is the Barcaccia Fountain, also known as the Fountain of the Boat, built in 1629 by Pietro Bernini. The flood of the Tyrrhenian River in 1598 was so significant that it left a boat stranded in Piazza di Spagna, which inspired the fountain's unique half-sunken boat design. If you are at the Spanish Steps, you can't miss it. The Triton Fountain in the middle of the Piazza Barberini was a pioneering work, bringing the concept of sculptural fountain previously seen in villa gardens to the public urban space. muscular Triton supported by 4 dolphins is a prime example of Baroque sculpture. There is another fountain of Tritons located in front of the Basilica di Santa Maria in Cosmedin. The Trevi Fountain is a centerpiece of Piazza Mattei, a charming square in the Jewish ghetto. The details, which were added later, are now copies, with the originals housed in the Capitoline museums. The Fontana dell'Acqua Felice, also known as the Fountain of Moses, is a monumental fountain notable for its depiction of Moses and its role in the city's water supply system. The fountain was designed to showcase the power of the Catholic Church by providing Rome with a vital water source. The fountain of the Pantheon is a beautiful Baroque fountain with its playful dolphins and the theatrical masks located in the front of the Pantheon. The fountain was initially built in 1575, but the Egyptian obelisk that sits atop the fountain was added much later, in 1711. During your visit to the Vatican museums, you will be able to see the Fontana della Pina, also known as the Pinecone fountain. The large bronze pine cone is a Roman artwork dating back to the 1st or 2nd century AD that originally served as a part of a fountain and was moved in its current location in 1608. The Fontana della Navicella, or Fountain of the Small Ship, is a marble replica of an ancient Roman galley that was built as a decorative element in its current location in front of the Church of Santa Maria in Dominica in 1519. In 1931, the Navicella sculpture was transformed into a fountain by connecting it to the Acqua Felice aqueduct. The two symmetrical fountains in front of the Vittorio Emanuele II monument in Piazza Venezia represent the two seas that border Italy, Fountain of the Adriatic Sea and Fountain of the Tyrrhenian Sea. When you are in St. Peter's Square, you will see twin fountains. When facing St. Peter's Basilica from St. Peter's Square, the fountain on the right side was designed by Carlo Maderna. It was completed in 1613 and represents the early Renaissance style. Bernini's fountain on the south side of St. Peter's Square was designed to mirror the earlier fountain 64 years later, but incorporated more dynamic and ornate Baroque details. The Fountain of the Four Lions is a key element of the Piazza del Popolo neoclassical design. The four white marble lions, inspired by Egyptian design, integrated with the ancient Egyptian obelisk at the center. Rome is also known for its numerous charming small drinking fountains called nasoni. The fountains are not just functional, but also add to the city's unique character. The nasoni first appeared in the 1870s. Over 2,500 nasoni are still in use today, supplying fresh, free drinking water throughout the city. The water flowing from these fountains comes from Rome's ancient aqueducts, the same source that supplies the city's homes. The Quattro Fontane is a unique street corner in Rome, where a fountain is located on each of the four corners of the intersection of two streets. These late Renaissance fountains were built between 1588 and 1593. You can find fountains in Rome in many streets, squares and churchyards. We enjoyed them very much.